Yo guys, before we get into the video, I do want to mention that in this video there is a little bit of an audio issue going on with my mic. I don't really know what it is, but it fixed itself now, so it shouldn't be too bad, but just keep that in mind. But yeah, enjoy. Yo, hello everyone, and welcome back to another dev update recap video. This is where I shorten the hour-long dev update video to the main points, so you don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't want to. This one is a big one. There's a lot of cool changes as well as future stuff that we're going to be looking at in this video. A lot of exciting stuff, so make sure to stick around for that. I will say that the roadmap is not covered in this video. I made a separate video previous to this one. I will link it in the description as well, and you could check that out if that's why you're here. But yeah, let's get into this video. First off, we are greeted by my boy Scott Lane, which has now shaved his beard, and now he looks like a sophisticated English composer in the 1700s. I think this in and of itself speaks a lot for the future of New World, and that it has a bright future. So we start off the video with just a quick recap on what's coming in March. I'm sure a lot of you guys know the details by now because it's pretty much been out for like a month now. They do start talking about the Tempest Heart Expedition as well as the blunderbuss that's coming into the game. Nothing we didn't know about, but apparently there is a cinematic cutscene that isn't available in the PTR but will be available in the live servers. So we're finally getting a nice cutscene to end the storyline as well as to foreshadow what's going to come, and I'm honestly very excited to check this out for myself. They also talked about a bunch of the bug fixes, quality of life changes that they've made, but I also cover those in a video that I will link in the description, so if you're interested, do check that out. With that, we do move on to the combat and movement section of this video. They talk about the metas and the balance changes. They do mention that the Void Gauntlet was intended to be more of a debuff / support weapon. So the fact that it's a meta for crowd control is something that they're looking into. Another related change is that you get a health regen when you're out of combat, so you could pretty much jump back into combat a lot faster. They expressed that they are very happy with the last update with some of the changes they've made. They felt that they should have done it sooner, but hey, as long as they're here now. For the future, they're looking into making salvaging items more rewarding. It doesn't sound like it's going to come anytime soon since they're still working on it, but my assumption is that the better weapons are going to be more worthwhile to salvage, so it's not just a waste. They also talk about faction control points as well as territory bonuses. Some of these bonuses are pretty much worthless, like the fast travel cost reduction and stuff like that, so they're looking to adjust those as well. They also mentioned that they're looking into giving a respec option for territory standing perks, so you could finally remove those XP bonuses that you added when you were a noob. And finally, a big change. They want to make orbs not required, but instead if you use one going into the expedition, it will increase the rewards that you get from the expedition. Just let that sink in. No more orbs required. That's pretty big. So now moving on to the upcoming events. They start off by talking about the Indigo Eyes, which are a Twitch drop, and some of the other open world interactions that they've added into the March update. Again, I've gone over this in more detail in a previous video, so you could check that out. They also go on to talk about region transfers, which will be available soon and is currently being tested on, so keep your eyes out for that. Interestingly, they're going to be adding a double XP weekend when the March update rolls out. This will be for pretty much anyone that's not level 60 yet, whether it's a new player or someone who's returning. They can get twice the XP to level up faster. There will also be a double weapon XP for the blunderbuss, so you can max it out and jump into action a lot sooner. Moving on to player support and moderation. Here they talk about how reporting works, basically the process of how they check these reports. They do mention that mass reporting shouldn't be an issue because they look more into the logs instead of how many players have reported them. Also mentioned that false mass reporting for trolls can get you potentially banned, so I suggest if you're a troll and you want to continue playing the game, don't do it anymore. In terms of bots though, they say that they have banned tens of thousands of bots, and they detect these bots through the bot programs as well as direct player reports. Next, we get into the community questions. In terms of economy, the lower servers are the ones that are actually suffering, and to fix this, they plan on implementing more merges. They also mentioned that there won't be any more free transfer tokens, but they will add paid ones. This is great because there won't be mass transfers and there won't be servers that are just completely dead because everyone transferred out. Funnily, they do mention Asmongold and a question that he called out Scott Lane specifically for. He asked if he thinks that the Azoth system has positively or negatively affected the game. He does admit that it hasn't had a good impact on the game. On paper, it does sound cool to tie in Azoth with fast travel, but it did become a barrier, and so they've done a pretty good job in addressing the issue. They also don't have any plans to lock any more servers, but the servers will automatically lock if it reaches a certain population to prevent queues. Another huge news that they cover is server queues for Outpost Rush and Expeditions are coming. I'm pretty excited for this because it pretty much makes even dead servers viable in this situation where players could do all these things without needing a high population in their actual server. We're also working on a more casual version of Wars and Invasions, which is pretty interesting. Stuff like this are being worked on, and we don't have a specific date on when they're coming, but at least we do know that they are being worked on. They also expressed that a lot of the changes are based off of the feedback and they value the players' feedback a ton, which is always a good sign for a game. They also go ahead and spoil some of the roadmap content. So on the horizon, there's 3v3 arenas, as well as a PvP specific XP and currency, which will be unlocking exclusive PvP rewards. They also talk about global cooldowns, which will reset all of them at a specific time instead of whenever you use them. This applies to every cooldown, including crafting, elite chests, and faction bonuses, and so on. Then they do move on to the roadmap, which you can check out my last video I recently posted. You can check that out and get everything that's going to be coming on the roadmap. They also do mention that next month will be a bug fix and balance month, which I hope they actually polish the game this time and the game is much smoother by the end of April. But that seems to be all for this video. That's pretty much what they went over in the dev update. A lot of cool new information, and the fact that they are taking another month to really polish the game is really big, especially since the February one was actually really good. Not considering the desync that came with it, it was a really positive change. So I do hope that they actually fix these issues that actually arose in the February one, as well as make sure to prevent future bugs from happening. We do know that eventually balances as well as content is going to be dropping, but we don't know is when the lag as well as the bugs are going to be fixed. So hopefully the future update fixes that. But yeah, I hope you guys found this video useful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
This is fast.
I think that's what double means. So yes.
Yeah, agreed.
Twice.
Anyway.